Be me, 34-year-old female, CEO of narrative architecture strategy firm, sitting alone in brutalist chic condo. Silence rings loudly against concrete walls. 25,000 monthly enters my account. Numbers on screen, no real connection. Sip cold brew, bitter taste lingers. Optimized calendar blocks dictate my existence. Aggressive networking events fill my evenings. Fake smiles plastered on tired faces. Everyone wants something, nobody wants me. Drive red Porsche Macan turbo home. Engine roars, echoing my internal screaming. Pacific Heights fog obscures the view. World below looks small and distant. Inside, the air feels chemically scrubbed. Temperature set to 68 degrees exactly. Spotless surfaces reflect my distorted image. No clutter, no life, just design. Hear clicking from the living room. Sounds of video game controller buttons. Husband sits there, absorbed in screen. Dan, 36, wearing stained sweatpants. Degree in graphic design gathers dust. Hasn't earned taxable dollars since 2017. Calls himself a domestic engineer today. I call him a financial parasite. He manages logistics of my life. Grocery delivery, dry cleaning, dog walking. Simple tasks for a simple man. He looks soft, agreeable, and weak. Lack of ambition disgusts my core, like a golden retriever with thumbs. Used to find his zen grounding. Now it feels like heavy anchor. Watching him creates knot in stomach. Anxiety spikes when he looks up. He smiles, oblivious to my resentment. Asks about my day, voice gentle. I mutter vague corporate buzzwords back. Retreat to glass-walled home office quickly. Lock the door, breath shakes slightly. Stare at spreadsheet of marital assets. Marriage is just a failing business. Cost-benefit analysis shows negative returns. He contributes zero equity to brand. Consumes resources without generating any growth. Social anxiety flares at dinner parties. I have to explain his unemployment. Friends ask what Dan does lately. I lie about freelance consulting projects. Shame burns hot under my collar. He is a liability to image. I need to cut the deadweight. Solitude seems better than this embarrassment. Open email to divorce attorney friend. Fingers tremble hovering over send button. Treat this like firing an employee. Remove emotion, focus on the bottom line. He is redundant in my future. Performance improvement plan has clearly failed. Severance package will be minimal, hopefully. I convince myself I am victim. Carrying him for 8 long years. He should be grateful for scraps. Fear of being alone creeps in. Push it down with more work. Type out the email, concise, cold. Subject line reads dissolution of marriage. Hit send, heart hammers against ribs. No going back now, process started. Walk out to kitchen for water. Dan is making homemade pasta sauce. Smells of garlic and basil fill air. He offers me a taste, smiling. I refuse, claiming I ate already. Lie tastes like ash in mouth. Retreat to bedroom, lights off early. Lay in darkness, eyes wide open. Silence of the room feels heavy, isolating myself before the official split. Body feels cold despite expensive sheets. Phone buzzes, reply from the lawyer. Meeting set for tomorrow, 10 sharp. Panic mixes with relief in chest. Tomorrow I fire my husband, finally. Sun rises gray over city skyline. Alarm blares at 6:00. Rise immediately, no snooze button allowed. Shower hot enough to burn skin. Scrub away the guilt like dirt. Select power suit, black and sharp. Armor for the battle ahead today. Check mirror, face is stone cold. No emotions allowed in the boardroom. Kitchen is quiet, coffee pot full. Dan is already awake, drinking mug. He looks up, smile is tentative. I do not return the gesture. Pour coffee, black, no sugar added. Sit opposite him at Granite Island. Open laptop, check agenda for day. Item 1, terminate the marital contract. Hands tremble slightly beneath the table. Steady them by gripping knees hard. Clear throat to get his attention. Dan puts down mug, eyes concern. Ask if he has a moment. He nods, says always for you. Words sting, but I push forward. Open folder, slide papers across granite. He looks at documents, then me. Confusion clouds his soft, kind face. Explain this is not working anymore. Use corporate buzzwords like synergy, alignment. Tell him he failed his PIP. Metrics for happiness were not met. Contribution to household GDP is low. He is redundant in this relationship. Silence stretches, thick and suffocatingly heavy. Wait for shouting, crying, or begging. Expect him to fight for us. Instead, he exhales a long breath. Shoulders drop, tension leaves his frame. He looks almost relieved, strangely enough. Eyes meet mine, lacking usual warmth. Says he understands my position clearly. Says he tried his very best. Admits he cannot meet my standards. Agrees that termination is best option. This reaction is not in script. Wanted him to plead for job. Wanted validation of my superior status. He stands up, pushes chair back, asks how much time to vacate. I stutter, say end of week. He nods, walks towards the bedroom. Hear suitcase zipper loud in hall. Sit alone with cold black coffee. Victory feels hollow in my gut. Check phone, update lawyer on progress. Asset division is the next step. Dan returns, packing small bag now. Says he will stay at friends. Hands me his house key quietly. Metal clinks on the granite counter. Finality of sound echoes in kitchen. He walks to door, pauses briefly. Says goodbye, uses my full name. Door clicks shut, lock engages automatically. Apartment is suddenly vast and empty. Silence is louder than his presence. Look at papers, still unsigned there. I have one, I tell myself. Successful execution of the termination plan. Go to work, distraction is needed. Subway ride is blur of faces. Arrive at office, fluorescent lights hum. Assistant greets me, I ignore her. Lock door to my glass office. Stare at view of gray city. Productivity creates worth, I repeat mantra. Open spreadsheet, numbers blur on screen. Cannot focus on quarterly projection figures. Keep seeing his face, resigned, calm. Why didn't he fight for me? Why was he so ready to leave? Maybe he wanted to be fired. Thought makes stomach churn with acid. Lunch hour arrives, I skip eating. Hunger is a distraction I welcome. Phone rings, it is the lawyer. Papers are ready for final signatures. Process is moving faster than expected. Efficient, just how I like it. Leave work early, unusual for me. Return to empty apartment, shadows long. His shoes are missing from rack. His coat is gone from hook. Space feels sterile like a hotel. Sit on couch, turn on TV. Noise fills room but not void. Order takeout for one, Thai food. Delivery arrives, driver does not smile. Eat from carton over kitchen sink. Pathetic image for a successful woman. Throw half away, appetite is gone. Wander into bedroom, bed looks huge. His side is pristine, unwrinkled, cold. Open closet, half the hangers empty. Gap in clothes looks like wound. Smell his cologne on a sweater. Instinct is to bury face in it. Stop myself, throw sweater in trash. No weakness allowed in this transition. Need to redecorate, remove his trace. Open laptop, browse expensive furniture sites. Minimalist aesthetic, sharp lines, no clutter. Fill cart with things I hate. Purchase complete, bank account balance drops. Retail therapy provides momentary dopamine hit. Crash follows quickly, deeper than before. Check social media, big mistake tonight. Friends posting happy couple photos online. Resentment bubbles up like black tar. They are settling, I am optimizing. I am lean, agile, single entity. Lie is getting harder to believe. Close eyes, try to sleep early. Brain replays the firing over again. His relief haunts me in dark. Was I the burden to him? Impossible, I paid all the bills. I provided the lifestyle he enjoyed. He should be devastated, wrecked, lost. Instead he is free, I am trapped. Wake up in king bed, dead center. Silence of the house is heavy today. Cold sheets remind me I am alone. Walk to kitchen, stainless steel cold touch. Espresso machine is complex, miss his brew. Drink the bitter liquid, burns my throat. Check phone, no messages, just news alerts. Put on the armor, suit and heels. Stare in mirror, eyes look too tired. Apply concealer to hide the weakness inside. Drive to office, radio fills the void. Traffic is slow, rage builds in chest. Arrive at Lumia Strategies, my glass tower. Employees scatter like roaches when I enter. They fear me, which is good, right? Sit at desk, city sprawled beneath me. I am the queen of this pile. Try to focus on quarterly revenue projections. Numbers swim on screen, mind drifts away. Intercom buzzes, sharp noise cuts the air. Assistant speaks, voice tight with sheer nervousness. Courier waiting at reception with priority mail. Tell her to sign, she says personal. Wave of irritation hits my solar plexus. Walk out, annoyance clicking on marble floor. Courier hands over thick envelope, leaves quickly. Return to office, door clicks shut, locked. Sit down, heavy package on glass desk. Glance at return address, blood freezes solid. High Sterling and Roth on the label. Throat goes dry, I know this firm. Divorce litigators for the ultra-high net. They destroy billionaires for sport every day. Hands shaking, slice open the red seal. Pull out the stack legal size paper. Petition for dissolution of marriage, bold font. Petitioner Daniel Walker, respondent Laura Scott. He filed first, the absolute audacity here. Thought he was crying at his mother's. Instead he was plotting my total destruction. Scan the demands, breath hitches in chest. 50% of all accounts and assets. Half of my retirement, half my savings. Eyes catch the line about the business. 50% equity in Lumia Strategies requested. He wants to own my life's work. Scream catches in throat, silent choke sound. Spousal support, indefinite duration, lifetime alimony. Based on disparity in our earning capacity. Claims total dependency on my income stream. Attorney's fees to be paid by me. He is using my money against me. Room spins violently, grab desk for support. Realization hits like a physical sledgehammer blow. This is not a simple clean break. This is a hostile corporate takeover attempt, and I am the target company today. Reach for water, knock glass over instead. Water soaks the papers, ink starts bleeding. Stare at the mess, paralyzed by fear. He was the house husband, the support. Now he is the predator, I pray. Try to recall the prenuptial agreement details. Memory fails, did we even sign one? Panic rises while taste sour in mouth. Thought I was the smart one here. Thought I was optimizing my life efficiently. Just optimized myself into a financial grave. Phone rings, caller ID shows his lawyer. Do not answer, let it go voicemail. Cannot speak, voice would betray my terror. Look at the city view now mocking. Built this kingdom to stand above everyone. Now the foundation is cracking wide open. Alone in the office, surrounded by glass. Nowhere to hide from the coming storm. Red light blinks on the office phone. Trembling hand reaches out to play message. Lawyer's voice is calm, professional, and detached. He demands full custody and spousal support. My knees buckle, hitting the floor hard. Gasp for air, room feels vacuum sealed. Crawl under the desk, seeking dark safety. High heels dig into the plush carpet. Shivering like a wet dog in rain. 50% of everything, starting immediately. Accounts are frozen pending the court hearing. Corporate shark reduced to a trembling child. Stare at the wires under the desk. Dust bunnies mock my immaculate public image. Phone buzzes again, it is the bank. Suspicious activity detected on joint checking account. Tried to act fast, but he was faster. He planned this while I slept unsuspecting, sleeping next to an enemy for years. Nausea rises, acid burns in my throat. Need water but cannot stand up yet. Assistant knocks on the heavy glass door. Scramble up, smooth down the expensive skirt. Compose face, wipe the fear away quickly. Voices barely a whisper say come in. She enters, eyes scanning the wet papers. Does she know, does the whole floor? Paranoia whispers that they are all laughing. The strong female CEO now a joke. She hands me a file, hands shaking. She definitely knows the gossip travels fast. Dismiss her with a sharp, rude wave. Need to escape this fishbowl right now. Grab my designer bag, hands still shaking. Walk to the elevator, keeping head down. Past the bullpen, silence falls over room. They stop typing, they are watching me. Feel their eyes boring into my back. They smell the blood in the water. Elevator ride feels like a descent downward. Reflection in steel doors looks unfamiliar, old. Heavy makeup cannot hide the sheer terror. Elevator descends, stomach lurches with the drop. Doors open to the busy, loud lobby. Security guard nods, I look away quickly. Shame burns my neck, face feels hot. Every whisper sounds like my name spoken. Step out into the biting cold air. Black car is waiting, driver opens door. Usually feel powerful here, now feel small. Slide onto leather seat, door thuds shut. Safe inside the tent, away from eyes. Give the address, voice cracks a little. Not the penthouse, the lawyer's office first. Need to stop the bleeding right now. Traffic is gridlocked, trapped in the city. Look at phone, notifications from bank app. Withdrawal alert, joint account is drained dry. Zero balance, overdraft fees applying right now. He moved fast, faster than I expected. Tears sting eyes, refuse to let fall. Cannot cry in front of the driver. Check the credit cards, all declined now. Panic rises again, clawing at my throat. He cut off the money, my lifeline. Stare out window at gray concrete buildings. City feels like a prison, not kingdom. Arrive at legal firm, tall imposing building. Pay driver with crumpled cash from purse. Last of my liquid assets in hand. Expensive suit feels like a costume today. Receptionist looks up, pity in her eyes. Hate that look, prefer fear or respect. Guided to a conference room, gray walls. Clock on the wall ticks too loudly. Sound echoes like a bomb timer counting. My lawyer looks tired, shuffles his files. He does not stand up to greet. Bad sign, he knows we are losing. Photos of my infidelity spread on table. Grainy shots of me and the trainer. Captured in 4K, no denying this. Stomach drops, nausea hits like a wave. Thought I was discreet, I was sloppy. Arrogance blinded me to the obvious surveillance. He played the role of fool perfectly, gathering ammunition while I built the empire. Now he uses my own guns against me. Lawyer says settlement is the only option. Judge will destroy me if we fight. Fight means public scandal, ruinous press coverage. Silence stretches out, heavy and suffocatingly thick. Sign the papers or lose the company. The choice is not really a choice. Pen feels heavy, like lead in hand. Signature looks shaky, not my usual scrawl. Surrender my assets to keep my reputation. Walk out, defeated, stripped of my armor. Ride home is a blur of lights. City looks different when you are losing. Penthouse is dark, he is already gone. Key turns in lock, sound echoes loudly. Hallway is empty, paintings are all missing. Rectangle dust spots show where art hung. He took the art, he took everything. Closets are empty, only hangers remain rattling. Poured a drink, glass shakes against teeth. Alone in the castle I built myself. Silence is loud, ringing in my ears. Check the safe, it is wide open. Grandmother's vintage diamond ring collection is gone. Petty revenge, or calculated liquidation of assets. Fall onto the sofa, expensive leather squeaks. Curl into a ball, knees to chest. The city lights outside mock my loneliness. I won the rat race, lost humanity. Phone buzzes again, text from unknown number. Photo of him smiling at the airport. Flying first class on my dime, happy. Throw the phone across the empty room. Screen cracks, spiderweb fracture on the glass. Bury face in hands, finally start sobbing. Ultimate failure, rich but completely alone. Darkness swallows the room and me whole.